At the end of the day, people are still the biggest asset within a company. How does the evolution of some of the technology that you're seeing and the business use cases today impact the different roles and skills within a finance function, right? If we break it down into accounting and controls, risk compliance management, FP&A, RevOps, and business operations, and then the more strategic piece when it comes to organic growth, inorganic growth, go to market, funding, exits, etc. How do all the different technologies that you're seeing play out today impact the different skills and requirements for a professional within the finance industry?
I would say like basically what we are going to see is just like a lot of those roles shift to become like more strategic or like more like value add. I think like before, you would typically see like, okay, accounting, we hire like a lot of people, right? Right. Like the first few like finance hires are like all accounting because there are like so many transactions, closing the books like takes such a long time. So there was just like so much like heavy lift on the accounting side for like a lot of like basically data analysis type of stuff. And then, but what the business like really needs like is actually like more strategic stuff. I had this one-on-one conversation with like the previous Stripe CFO Divya. She's like, okay, like what the entire finance org need is just more strategy. Well, like Patrick and John call us a need. It's just like we want more strategy from like the finance org. But the challenge is just like as finance team, like we used to like spend so much time like on like the number crunching, that more mundane part of like task. I think what we're going to see the evolution is like a lot of like the more data type of work, like in some of like the basic like accountant functions, some of like the revenue ops, like some of those like function, I think is going to become like smaller, or the job is going to become like more fun. Then it really like free up people, like even in like FP&A, it's going to be less about like building and updating the model. It's more about like sharing the insights from the model. It's going to like shift towards like more from like before, like just data analysis, manipulation, into like sharing like the real business insights on like just how we could like potentially like 10x the enterprise value of our company. So that's like a thing that I think is exciting. But obviously it's going to like take some time. As I mentioned, we are still like really, really early stage on this journey. So I would say that's probably what we're going to see the evolution for like the next 5 to 10 years.
And what are your thoughts on this, Paul? You've obviously been part of 2 scale-ups in the finance function. How have you seen the shift in technology impact how you think about resourcing and staffing overall within finance, but also G&A overall within a business?
I think it makes it an even more of a shift towards, I think what I've seen for a while is that there's been a shift towards having more technical folks in the finance world, like folks with comp sci degrees, because it's helpful to be able to like do something once in Excel, for example, or in a spreadsheet, or you could probably create a macro, but it's a little clunky, and so you'd rather just do that in Python. And so I've seen that like for a lot of the tasks that are being done by the finance org that are being done at high volume on a repeated basis, that more and more often people are doing that in code now versus clicking around in a spreadsheet. And I think with the LLMs making that process more efficient for people to spin up code pretty quickly, I suspect that trend will probably accelerate.
I guess what I'm hearing from both of you, if it's fair to summarize, is less accounting and controllers going forward in the accounting function, perhaps, or them being reskilled to focus on more high valued strategic tasks, and more people coming from a science, technology, engineering, maths background who can also understand, the finance function and take on some of those skills.
I haven't seen headcount shift quite yet. I've seen the skill set of what the folks in the departments do shift. And so, yeah, that's generally what I've seen, because especially at these companies that are in hyper growth, like you will probably have like a pretty high volume of things to do between being a private company and being a public company. And so it's not that people are hiring less at those stages.